What's up, you crazy motherfuckers? It's UFC 308 going down in Abu Dhabi this Saturday. It's a hell of a card. Let's talk about it. I will start off with my rapid fire picks. Let's start at the main event. I think Max Holloway's a gangster. I even kind of like the matchup for him. But Ilia Topuria is going to punch his face. I think Ilia Topuria by knockout makes a lot of sense. Even if you don't like the KO play, it's actually bettable. Minus 235. I don't think that's crazy at all for one of the best boxers, the best we've ever seen in the UFC, and a guy with a wrestling advantage against Max Holloway. For me, that's a no-brainer. Ilia Topuria as a lock. Then we're going with Lerone Murphy. I think Lerone Murphy beating up Edson Barbosa was impressive. So we'll take Lerone Murphy over Dan Ige. I know you like Dan Ige. I know you like Max Holloway. This isn't about who you like, okay? This is about who's going to win. And I think Lerone Murphy's a lock, minus 255. Give me Magomed Ankalaev. Again, I've seen the pictures of Alexander Rakic's back. I know he's lifting weights, but I think Magomed Ankalaev's lifting him up and putting him on the canvas. Magomed Ankalaev at minus 360. Then give me Oralbai, the caveman himself. Off of the back of a mammoth, he will step down, and he will get the W against Rebecki. I think Rebecki throws too wide. I think the takedown defense isn't good enough to hold Oralbai off. Give me Oralbai there. He's minus 310. Last but not least, I got a couple I could slide into the fifth spot. Honestly, there's a four. Those are four locks. But to slide one into the fifth spot, I've moved this 3 times. I'm going to say Shara Bullet. And that might be surprising to some folks, even though, he is the favorite. Shara Bullet's what? Minus 150. Slight favorite. But Arman Petrosyan, he doesn't have anything that Shara Bullet should struggle with. Shara Bullet should be able to deal with the striking just fine, and not a huge takedown threat there. He outkicks everybody. They don't have the longest arms in the world, but Shara Bullet should be able to control this thing with his legs, as he usually does anyway. And considering where they are on planet Earth, just another advantage for Shara Bullet. I'd be picking him in Las Vegas, but they're in Abu Dhabi. So we'll throw Shara Bullet, because if it's a close decision, you know where they're leaning, right? One more time for the people in the back. Shara Bullet, Oralbai, Ilia Topuria, Lerone Murphy, Magomed Ankalaev. Those are my rapid fire locks for UFC 308. And we'll talk about them, all right? You want to start at the top? We'll break this shit down. Max Holloway is a green zone striker into yellow. So he's right on the edge of the punches, right? Pop, pop. He just kind of keeps you right at the ends of his arms, like a little taller, a little longer than Topuria. I like the footwork side to side, hits this little pivot to the left that he likes to throw. Remember, I'm the best boxer in the UFC. I'm the best boxer in the UFC. You remember that? Until Saturday. Because Ilia Topuria is a yellow to red zone striker. And so when he crosses that line with Max, when they start throwing punches, I think Topuria is landing hard. I think he's landing on the jaw. And I think we're going to see Max Holloway knocked out, which is crazy. I get that. I mean, look at the resume. Can we compare the records of these two? There's no contest. Max Holloway's is far more impressive. Max Holloway has only lost to Alexander Volkanovski in the last 5 years. That's good. He's beaten Justin Gaethje by knockout. Didn't have to tell you that. Chan Sung Jung by knockout. Korean Zombie was getting a little old. Arnold Allen, decision. Yair Rodriguez. Calvin Kattar. That's I'm the best boxer, right? Frankie Edgar in 2019. You got to go all the way back to the Dustin Poirier interim title fight to find somebody else besides Alec Volkanovski. And he had 2 razor close fights with Volk. The 3 fights in total. So Brian Ortega, Jose Aldo, Anthony Pettis, Ricardo Lamas, Jeremy Stevens, BKFC now. Cub Swanson, Charles Oliveira. Come on. This resume is sick. Feely, I mean, he's beaten everybody. So there is no comparison between Max Holloway's resume and Topuria's resume. You ready for Topuria's? We all know about Volk. Josh Emmett was the fight before that. Bryce Mitchell was the fight before that. And the fight before that was the Jai Herbert fight. Do you remember Topuria in the Jai Herbert fight where he's getting rocked? He's rocking Jai back. Fun fight. Slanging and banging. Dude can grapple. Dude can box. He's exciting. We like it. But not seen as a champion. Not in this conversation. Everybody would have picked Max back then in 2022. But it's 2024. And so it's not a comparison of resumes. They're going to step into that cage in Abu Dhabi. And what it boils down to is Topuria is 27. He's got very low miles on him. He's better at jiu-jitsu. He's better at wrestling. I think he's faster, more powerful, in his prime, on fire, as to where Max Holloway, more miles. Now, Max Holloway's not old, right? Max Holloway's 32. I'm 32. I'm in my prime too. Okay? I'm not old. Don't tell me I'm fucking old. But miles on the car matters. Max Holloway's taken plenty of punches to the face, so much so that he decided to stop sparring. And so you have to think that Ilia Topuria is going to be shockingly explosive for Max and do damage, So whether it's a knockout or a decision, it's Topuria via damage. And then there's all of the other aspects to it, right? Okay. That's that fight. It's a fucking good fight. Who doesn't want to see Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway? Excited. Count me in. Lerone Murphy versus Dan Ige. Lerone Murphy was impressive against Edson Barbosa. His striking's good. If he gets taken down, his get-ups are good. Dan Ige stepping in on short notice against Lopez was sick. It was awesome. I know everybody's rooting for him. Who doesn't like Dan Ige? But he should get beat up here. Lerone Murphy should be able to, stepping out of a fight night main event where he had to go 5 rounds, earned his stripes, moving into this slot against Dan Ige. I mean, maybe he finishes him. Dan Ige is very hard to finish, but maybe he finishes him. At minus 255, that makes a lot of sense. I don't talk bets on this show, but right away I'm looking at Topuria Lerone Murphy parlay. I'll look at it. Makes sense to me. Lerone Murphy at minus 255 makes a lot of sense. Magomed, and by the way, I made these before I knew the odds. Okay. First, I picked my top 5 because I saw some goofy ones. Minus 600, minus 500 for fucking Kennedy and Nzechukwu. What the fuck? You would have to be out of your mind to moneyline that. I know Chris Barnett's fat as fuck, but I mean, it's Kennedy and Nzechukwu. He's lost to I don't want to get it wrong. Didn't he lose to the old light heavyweight? Why am I forgetting the name right now? Where are you, Kennedy? Where are you, Kennedy? 12-5. And yeah, OSP. He lost to OSP. He lost to fucking OSP. And you're going to make him, 5-1, 6-1 favorite? Are you crazy? Chris Barnett could have hit him in the chin. I think. Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev is potentially the uncrowned champ. Nobody wants to hear that. I know you don't want to hear that. But he's a problem. His takedown threat is very, very real. If he had better ground and pound, and if he fought, he might beat Poatan. I mean, he just needs to open up that fucking ground and pound, dude. Just, show him that Francis Ngannou video over and over again. Okay? If he just started bombing fucking hooks, just cranking hooks, dropping elbows, T to Ortiz style from full guard, fuck people up on the ground all day. Magomed Ankalaev is a problem. Alexander Rakic, I don't know. Is he saucing? I don't know what the fuck is going on. He looks huge. So, I mean, we should pause and look at that for sure. But, you know, I thought fucking Michel Pereira looked like a freaking person, but they could still gas to grappling. So I think Magomed Ankalaev does gas him out with the grappling, does take him down, does control him, does drop shots on him. And when I faded Rakic, I've been correct so far. So here it is again. Magomed Ankalaev, clear pathway to victory here. Remember where they're fighting. Oralbai. Oralbai from BCE. The joke will never get old. Have you ever seen a human being look like a National Geographic human evolution documentary? More than Oralbai. Oralbai is a great wrestler. He's solid. He even can strike. He's got solid wins. Elvis Brenner win was tremendous. Medic win was tremendous. He's a problem. And against Rebecki, who is a threat on the feet, I think Rebecki plants his feet too much. He's going to swing too wide. He's going to get taken down. He's going to get beat up in this fight. I think Oralbai's got to be a lock here. Decision, maybe he finishes him. I don't know. I'll have to dig into that, think about those, look at the over-unders. Just literally glanced at the odds right before I went live here and wrote them down. Minus 310. I think Oralbai's got this. And then the last one was Shara Bullet. I kind of broke it down. Shara Bullet is a great kicker, right? Shara Bullet, 14-0. Kind of seems like a great guy to beat in Arman Petrosyan. You know, and Arman Petrosyan has succumbed to grappling before, but, you know, if you're going to make a matchup for Shara Bullet, don't give him a wrestler right now, right? We don't know what's going to go on with that. Probably nothing good for him. So give him Arman Petrosyan. It just seems like there's some matchmaking going on that favors Shara Bullet, right? And here's another one. So he gets another, not necessarily a layup, but a favorable matchup, and the odds are pretty nice. Minus 150. I was surprised to see that. I'd put Shara at 3-1 over Arman Petrosyan. So Arman Petrosyan's decent, but just a gatekeeper. I think Shara Bullet can get through the gate. Again, you know, not betting him against a real grappler, but yeah, against like a fellow kickboxer. Yeah, that makes sense. Shara fucking Bullet getting it done. All right. Did you notice who I didn't put in? Do you want the Khamzat Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker talk? Who doesn't, right? Is that not a fun fucking fight? Robert Whittaker, after absolutely smoking the Khamzat Chimaev impersonator they brought in last time, is going to step in there against the real deal. And Khamzat looks in ridiculous shape. I was watching his workout that he posted. Looks like he's ready to me. But there's no changing your muscle fiber, right? He's a fast twitch guy. He is a sprinter. And Robert Whittaker has much more of an ability to extend a fight. Keep that bounce. Keep that in and out. More of a fluid striker. Khamzat's more of a breaker. Walk you down, fucking bang straight shots. Just rip hard shit. Chain wrestle. Be able to string takedowns together. He'll shoot the double. You'll defend that. He'll come up on the body lock. He'll lift you. It's what Bilal Muhammad kept doing to Leon Edwards, and Khamzat does it brilliantly. Like if he has a single leg, notice how high he brings the leg up. He brings your knee super, super high, so you're just barely getting your toes on the floor, and then he'll take that leg out really easy. It's brilliant wrestling. It's definitely something to watch and study. I certainly have. He'll be able to dominate Robert Whittaker early. But the reason why it didn't make the top 5 list is because what happens in 3, 4, 5? That's right. They accepted it to be 5 rounds. Khamzat, what are you doing? Khamzat, what the fuck are you doing? Who's his manager? Who's looking out for this guy? Khamzat, why would you accept 5 rounds against a guy who's been 5 rounds plenty of times? A former world champion. A guy who just knocked out your impersonator. What's going on? It is crazy that they accepted 5 rounds. If you were the manager of Khamzat Chimaev, no fucking way. If he's my client, over my dead body is this fight 5 rounds. For Robert Whittaker, it's perfect. What is Robert going to do? Try to survive and then win 3-4-5. Of course. We saw him gas out fighting fucking Usman. Okay? He was getting tired against Kamaru Usman. Kamaru's old. Robert Whittaker can wrestle, but is a phenomenally fluid striker, fast, even a bit dynamic, light on his feet, mobile, cardio, experience. Big problem for Khamzat when it gets late. So I would assume the normal Khamzat ass whooping early. It's interesting to see. I'll be interested to see, do they change the strategy a little bit? Because what's the usual? It's like you fucking jammed Khamzat Chimaev into a cannon. You light that shit and you just fire him into the enemy's ship, man. Khamzat Chimaev's just balled up. Wow, he comes at the enemy. I mean, it is crazy. That guy, that's the bullets, Shara. Okay? Khamzat Chimaev comes out on fire. And it's hard to put him out. But as they go on, and as he fights somebody who's really solid, like Rob Whittaker, there's a high chance that Rob Whittaker survives. And so if he can survive, if he can make it out of 1, even 2, there's a pathway to take it over against a tired Khamzat Chimaev. Gilbert Burns made him work, right? Kamaru Usman made him work. So we'll see. I mean, if he adjusts his style, if Khamzat's a little more relaxed, willing to hit that takedown in the latter half of the round, this could be interesting. Maybe he can extend it over 5 rounds. Do you remember the buildup between Israel Adesanya and Yoel Romero? Israel Adesanya said, this guy won't be able to last with me. He got tired against Paulo Costa. Yoel Romero took that shit to heart. And what did he do against Israel Adesanya? They had a staring contest. But when the 5th round came, Yoel was fresh. He went in there trying to bomb on Izzy. He was pissed. When the fucking final bell rang, he got in Izzy's face. Said some shit. No gay Jesus. I don't think that's what he said, but something like that. No forget about Jesus. What did he say about you can do anything you set your mind to? What was that? You know? Nothing is impossible. If you believe, nothing is impossible. Am I close? Takes the shades off. So are we going to have that moment with Khamzat Chimaev? Is Khamzat Chimaev going to pace himself so that he can take over the fight late? It'll be interesting to see. I don't know. The game plan for Whittaker is very obvious, but can Khamzat throw him off by doing that? Is that worth doing? Very interesting questions. I don't know. I don't know what the strategy is beyond with accepting 5 rounds for no fucking reason. Then your entertainment maybe, but for my entertainment, first off, I didn't want this fight. I think Khamzat Chimaev should have stayed at 170. I know he missed weight against Nate Diaz. I know he almost died twice. I know the story, but ideally, Khamzat's trajectory was win the 170-pound title, become welterweight champ, move up, challenge for the 185 title. Legendary shit. Pay-per-view draw. Crown him. Instead, misses weight drastically against the biggest layup fight he's ever had against Nate Diaz. Have to move up to 185, go to war with the company, be at war with Dana, and get a really tough matchup against Rob Whittaker. Okay, this is how this went. If Khamzat loses this fight, I mean, how many millions of dollars did the UFC lose based on those two trajectories? I mean, it is drastic. Somebody called Dana. Dana, what are you doing? 3 rounds for Khamzat, dog. Dana, 3 rounds for Khamzat. He gets tired. Dana, they don't want to hear it. So it is what it is. I'm rooting for Khamzat. You're probably rooting for Rob Whittaker. That's okay. It's a fun one. Really don't want to see either of those lose. I kind of hate the fight. I was kind of happy last time when Whittaker didn't have to fight him. And then they just fucking made the fight again. So what are you going to do? Good fights on this card. Super fun card. Neal and Dos Anjos is fun. Why is Neal's a wide favorite? Some of the wide favorite. You want to shit on these wide favorites with me? Let's do that. Let's hang out and shit on these wide favorites. What the fuck is going on? Farid Basharat at -600. My pick is Farid Basharat. I agree. I think he will take down Victor Hugo, but Victor Hugo's dangerous. 6-1? Bro. Kennedy and Nzechukwu -700. Excuse me. -700 against Chris Butterbean Barnett. I know Chris is fat and short. But Kennedy and Nzechukwu was losing to 41-year-old light heavyweights. I mean, who's told you the heavyweight division's lacking more than me? That bad? It's -700. The fuck is going on? Do you guys know something I don't? Is Chris Barnett injured? What the fuck? Do I have to bet on Chris Barnett? I mean, that line is just ridiculous. I don't know. That line's crazy to me. So Kennedy and Nzechukwu at -700 and Farid Basharat at -600. Too wide. Too wide for me. All right. Let's go. Longer live today. I don't know. Yeah, we were going to do money line Thursday. So AJ and I will be live doing money line on Thursday. We'll break down those fights for you guys. And I'll do the entire card then. I broke down plenty of fights for y'all today. Did I miss donos or did I get none? You cheap fucks. I'm just joking. Hey, you know how you really show me love? Like, subscribe. My free channel is in the description. You don't have to wait for it. Okay? Go check the bets. Poor free channel got the boot last week because, again, I saved my best bets. Tawab took a good one and Chris Cyborg. Shout out Chris Cyborg. But I saved them for premium. So what did I give out in free channel? It was Rob Font edged out. What's his face? Jesus Christ. I'm glad I don't remember. It's been a long fucking day, folks. That was a close fight, but given up to Rob Font, you know? Give it up to Rob Font, I should say, because Rob Font put pressure on and fucking edged out 2-3 after getting pretty dominated in round 1. Held down at least, right? Wavy says, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, Wavy. Thank you. I give that a little heart. All right? I appreciate that. Wavy. Thank you. Let's make some fucking waves in this game. We got some good bets. I've had some bets on this card for a long time. I'm super, super excited about it. I think that Abu Dhabi gets spoiled. How dare they take all these good fights? And when people fight in Abu Dhabi, just one thing to let the fucking folks know, look at how long they were there. If you fly to Abu Dhabi on fight week, you deserve to lose. I talked to Khabib at Bellator, interviews somewhere on my channel, and I ran him some t-shirts. He's a good dude. I hang out with the team a lot. Umar Nurmagomedov knows me pretty well. Seen him plenty, interviewed him plenty. Khabib said, it is desert. It is desert. And what he means is, he was telling me that they're out there a month and a half, 2 months, month and a half, 2 months early. He was out there with Islam Makhachev. Okay? Yes, it is the Mike Finn Show Cup. Boom. Drinking my urine like Lyoto Machida, you know? Gotta stay healthy. Shout out to the OGs who got that reference. And so if you show up on fight week, you're going to be fucked up. I flew to London from Huntington Beach, California. I was fucked up for 4 days. I had jet lag. I was fucked up. Wouldn't be able to train right? And then when I came back, I was fucked up for like 6 days. Jet lag is real. So for the guys flying in on Tuesday to fight on Saturday, that desert heat's different. Everything's different. So the locals definitely have an advantage. I mean, even Ilia training in Spain, like, you know, there's an advantage. The shorter flight's a total advantage there. And then the wrestlers can really take advantage of that shit when you gas out, you know? So take a look at how long they were there. I'll definitely factor that into my bets. I'm posting my top 5 bets on the premium side. The wild card plus 400 or better, which we're hitting like pretty solid percentage of the time. And then in the free channel, I'll drop some bets too. Fucking solid pay-per-view. Thank you, folks, for being here. I appreciate all of you. And remember, Moneyline's going to be this Thursday. I'll be dropping my bets all week on Telegram, link in description. And then I will drop my entire bets, my premium bets on Friday right after weigh-ins. Weigh-ins should be at some crazy hour. So when weigh-ins are done, I'm going to try to get them up. I know you guys don't like waiting. That's why I drop picks all throughout the fucking week. I'll keep it going. Until next time, peace and love.